Joel Sherman here. The Cubs have traded with the Marlins, giving up one of the better prospects in baseball, outfielder Owen Casey, as part of a three prospect deal to get Edward Cabrera, the right-handed, very talented right-hand pitcher of the Marlins. It was a player the Yankees had interest in. They had talked quite a bit to the Marlins. They talked to the Marlins about several players, but clearly Cabrera was of great interest to them. They want to add another starting pitcher, knowing that Carlos Rodon is kind of scheduled to come back about May 1st from his elbow surgery. They hope Garrett Cole by maybe June 1st from his elbow surgery, and Clark Schmidt in the second half. They have enough starters, if everyone were healthy right now, to kind of get through until May 1st, June 1st in the second half, but that's depending and acting like no one else will get hurt. And certainly there's questions about the high side of some stuff because they'd have to depend on Paul Blackburn, Ryan Yarborough, Will Warren, who is Cam Schlittler for a whole season, Max Fried coming back from a heavy workload, the heaviest of his career, Luis Heel as a constantly injured pitcher. So they want to add another starter. Cabrera was part of the list of people they've talked a lot about. And look, we're in January. There's still about a month to go until spring training and then another 6 weeks until the regular season. The key thing for the Yankees has been they've been trying to bring back Cody Bellinger. They're still trying to do that. I think they believe the number is way too high for them. And if Cody Bellinger can get that number, then he's going to leave. And the Yankees are either going to find another way to get an outfielder or a bat, or they're going to live with Jason Dominguez and ultimately maybe Spencer Jones in left field. I think the Yankees are in a period of frustration to some degree. I think off-season last year, at the moment they lose Juan Soto, they were able to enact a plan that they really liked and able to do a lot of things and match up well. Free agency with Max Fried, they were very comfortable giving him the $200 million plus that he received. He was a guy they really loved. And then they made a series of trades for Bellinger, Fernando Cruz, Devin Williams that they were also comfortable with. And they kind of signed a small free agent deal with Paul Goldschmidt, and that got done. And then in the next marketplace in July, they found that marketplace amenable to their second-level prospects. They kept most of their best prospects and were able to make a series of trades, notably for Ryan McMahon and David Bednar and Jose Caballero, etc., that they thought made them much better. And this offseason, they just have not found matches to their liking. They have felt the free agency prices on relief pitchers have been way too high. They were interested in, say, a reunion with Luke Weaver and were surprised where that number went. They've tried on Bellinger, obviously, and don't like where the number is at currently. They've tried for a couple of starting pitchers, including Cabrera. So where does that leave them? It leaves them either having to raise prices, whether in prospects or in dollars, or live with kind of what they have right now. I will say this. BetMGM has them at 93.5 for over-under, based on, I'm sure, a little bit that they think they'll do more, that they'll get Cole and Rodon back, etc. But it would be a sign they think that they're a good team. That's the highest over and under for a American League team. It's second in the majors to the Dodgers. So the Yankees believe, and certainly casinos believe, that they're starting with a good base. They want to add to it. Will that in the outfield end up being Bellinger? Will they have to do a secondary thing, like perhaps reunite with Harrison Bader as a right-hand complement to someone like Dominguez or Jones, and a little bit to use in center field instead of Trent Grisham? And can they find the starting pitcher they like in this marketplace? And I do think that Hal Steinbrenner is restricting dollars. The way the Yankees operation works is Brian Cashman brings everything he likes to Hal Steinbrenner. He recommends the ones he really likes a lot and then sees if Hal Steinbrenner's okay spending the dollars. From what I understand, Brian has not gone to Hal and said, I would do this for Bellinger, or I would have done this prospect base for somebody like Cabrera. I like Cabrera, but he is an oft-injured pitcher. There are, if you dig into the numbers a little bit, he's not a guy who's done great against the best competitions. He's highly, highly talented, and he's a good get, but I believe if Owen Casey is the guy who went from the Cubs to the Marlins, and he is the guy, the key guy, the Yankees probably, that level of prospect is George Lombard Jr., who's their number one prospect. And I think the Yankees are hesitant to move him in any trade, particularly for a guy they would have to worry about his injury history. Not talent. Edward Cabrera is really, really talented. So the question is, the Yankees have several weeks until they show up in Tampa. They have weeks after that to the regular season. Brian Cashman has certainly done a lot of off seasons where he didn't do moves until very late and even well into spring training and close to the dawn of the regular season. I would be surprised if there isn't some stuff that he does. But clearly some stuff has come off the board, and at some point they're going to have to, the stare down with Bellinger. Is this just another version of DJ LeMahieu or Zach Britton, two guys who waited well into January until they re-signed with the Yankees, but had kind of indicated early on they really wanted back, the Yankees wanted them back, and they haggled, and they got there? Or is Bellinger different? They'll haggle, and maybe they want each other, but somebody will break to much higher than the Yankees or longer than the Yankees are willing to do with Bellinger, and they end up having to do something else. And who is that extra starting pitcher they bring in? Again, I would suspect that the Yankees have done this for a long time. They'll figure out a way to a starting pitcher, but we know now it's not going to be Edward Cabrera.